Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 video. You join us at the Cajon Pass summit on the Cajon Pass route. We're in the Santa Fe C40-8W and we're going to be heading down to San Bernardino. So do strap in, get your seatbelts on because we are likely to be speeding a lot on this run. I mean, it's very steep downhill and you know what I'm like with US freight routes, pretty horrific. We've got about 5,000 tons behind us as well. It's all just truck trailers. But let's get the train set up. It's actually my second time recording this, as the first time I went to basically just see what was at the back of the train. Came back along the train, pressed the one sort of basically to get back into the cab. The game crashed. It was like, cheers. So 10 minutes later and we're back. Right, let's see, warning devices. So don't do that. Don't go to the back of the train to have a look and then spawn back, as it would just crash. Right, freight. So that's a lead. That's already off. Let's get that off. Set you to forward. Let's set you to bright auxiliary. Actually, can we? Hang on. Oh, that's the rear headlights. I don't want that. There we go. That's what we want. There we go. And yeah, this is on the PS5 Pro as well. Right. Let's get going with the High Iron Simulations Santa Fe pack. So you got the Cajon Pass route with a 1990s timetable, with the C40-8W in the war bonnet red and silver Santa Fe livery, and the SD40-2 in Santa Fe yellow and blue freight livery. Nice. We got 5 locos, a little bit overkill, isn't it? 5 locos on the front of this. Santa Fe. Cool, so let's have a look where we are on the map then. So we are there at the moment, so yeah, we're heading down to here. It said it was about 43 minutes, so but it'll be 50 minutes. We're not the AI which will stick at the speed limit the whole way. Going up a 1 in 1,000 at the moment, so relatively, well, flattish at the moment in the grand scheme of things. Cool. Yeah, I'll show you the load we've got. So it stretches a fair way back, and yeah, it's just all truck trailers. It's a fairly straightforward cargo. I wonder what's inside the truck trailers. Probably lots of Amazon Black Friday deals stuff, as that's coming up. All heading down into LA. Here we go, look, down 1 in 179 now. So we've now hit the gradient. So let's get the dynamics on, which we're basically going to need all of the way to San Bernardino now. In fact, I don't think we're actually going to need to power up. Well, no, we probably will. So I don't think we'll actually need to power up all of the way to San Bernardino now, because it's downhill all of the way. So unless we brake too much, which potentially we might need it then, it should be sort of relatively straightforward. Got a 30 coming up. The dynamics going proper all in there. Oh, speeding, great. The 30 was ages away. It's funny, this route. Sort of, it shows you the speed limit on the HUD, but then it doesn't. It starts like before. It's like, great. Look at the view there. Oh, let's get a nice shot there actually. As we start to hit the gradient, making our way down. That's pretty cool, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, alright. I know we saved the screenshot. I want to get another one. There we go. We've still got, it's the same on PC, that the Santa Fe, if we come out of there, the sort of Santa Fe on the front, but it's a little bit blurred. Like a little bit low res. See it, look, sort of the letters don't look fantastic. Maybe that's just being picky. The pack's £14.99 as well. £14.99 for this. Let's get another shot as well. Oh, that's quite a cool shot. Yeah, that'll be the thumbnail. That's the money shot. So you'll see the back of the train curling. That's right. Round. That's the one. Boom. Let's get a flyby shot. It seems to be. Oh my god! A down 1 in 4. It's a down 1 in 41 here. That's rather steep. In fact, that is extremely steep. That's almost as steep as the Licky incline, which is on the Cross City line, which is very steep. Back in. We'll get a bit of the automatic brake on. So we don't sort of kill the dynamic brake by using it too much. Down, yeah, down 1 in 33 this bit here. So this is the same gradient as the Licky incline, which is one of like the steepest UK mainline grades. Down 1 in 33 with 5,000 tons behind us. Slightly precarious. We're actually braking too much. Like the brakes were actually doing a really good job. Almost too good of a job. And all the lines are quite like separate here. No sort of go off. Quite weird. I wonder if that's just sort of different years they built the tracks. Like why isn't it just double track or triple track? Why are they all sort of separate? Or is it simply like different years they got built? I mean, look at this down. We're going down there. In fact, yeah, if you look on the map, we are literally we're going down there. So quite an impressive route, this one. Not one I play often. I mean, I don't play US freight routes often at all. But this one is quite a cool one. A really long one. 2 hours from one end to the other. And you sort of get, well, you get sort of the easy bit from Barstow down to Summit, and then this bit down to San Bernardino is sort of the tough bit. Especially if you're going up, you can get stuck. Which we have got stuck before. Not fun. But part of the challenge. They're down 1 in 32 here. The brakes are doing fantastic. Actually, I'm having to take the brakes off. All that, also, all that 5 locos and the dynamics are just easy. It's keeping that weight at bay. Let's get another little flyby shot. Okay, I need to. There we go. A bit more brake. So it almost sounds like you're speeding up, but you're not. It's just the dynamic brake kicking in. Brakes are confusing. The dynamic brake is what, the engine brake? When you get into the technical parts of trains, I'm useless. Like the train brake, or the loco brake, the independent brake is just the loco. The automatic brake is the brakes for all of the bits sort of behind us. And yeah, the dynamic brake is sort of our engine brake, which sort of uses the engine to slow down, basically, in some magical way, which can only really be used when you're going downhill. We're actually doing this really well at the moment. And quite a lot of the services on this timetable are split into 3 parts, just so they're slightly more manageable. So I think this specific one is yeah, part 3. So part 1 was probably Barstow to Victorville, part 2 Victorville to Summit, and then this bit, part 3, down to San Bernardino. I think the warning devices were going off there, but very quietly. As we make our way down fairly nicely, need a bit of break now. Goes up to 35. These freight trains are really impressive though. Like we are, let's have a look at the overview. Yeah, what's that? Almost a mile long, 5,000 tons. And they get longer than this on some of the US freight routes. So impressive. Although I suppose these ones are babies as opposed to the some of the freight trains you get in like Australia. It's just, yeah, super impressive. I'll slow down too much again now. Lovely view though, especially if you're playing HUDless, which I can't do on this route. Does anyone primarily play US freight routes? Or are they literally the only routes you will play? As I know there are a small contingent of people who are literally just US freight. It takes a certain mental capacity to be able to just play US freight the whole time, so respect for that. Hang on, let's slow down. We're speeding now, look. Down 1 in 29. Got another line. Was this a road going over the top here? Some sort of new road there being built. And you've also got the GP60 M and B being done for this route by High Iron Simulations in Burlington North Santa Fe livery. So if like your US freight, there's more locos on the way. Although I'd imagine probably in a very long time, because I mean this pack, which is, you know, doesn't really, well, it includes what, the C40-8W, the SD40-2, but 2 locos, some reskin freight stock, and a couple of new freight bits. I think it was been on the roadmap for about a year and a half. So I'd imagine it'll be a while until we see the GP60. Considering it's just been announced, maybe a year or so. Yeah, what does everyone, I mean, for those of you who know these trains, how are they? Like, I don't know these locos, I don't know what they sound like, I don't know how they perform, so I can't really comment on sort of audio and stuff like that. Although from what I've seen in the community, I don't think the audio's fantastic, looking at some of what people have been saying who know these trains. Sort of just a copy and paste of the C40 from San Patch Grade. Let's have a look at the reviews on Steam. That was sort of a good indication. Well, most of the time. Whilst, as we head down the hill, Santa Fe. So it should now be out on PC. It should be out on all platforms now, actually. As we head down, where is it on here? Train Sim World. There's a train stuff on there for Santa Fe. Oh, hang on, slow down. Down to 1 in 33 here. Train Sim World 6. Let's see. Trying to find where I can see it on here. Santa Fe, yeah, there you go. Cajon Pass. View DLC install. Hopefully you can't hear the PC audio. There's only one user review at the moment. I mean, it's only been out a couple of hours on PC. What's that review? Oh, not recommended. Let's have a read of this review. So this review is by Killer of Night, and he doesn't recommend this DLC. Pros of it: 90s 80 SF content in TSW, Union Pacific subbing, 3 new freight cars, different makeups for each, basically different, lots of variety. What are the cons? Modelling errors, textures are not that great, no new sounds apart from the horn, timetable was lighter than what it advertised, bugs with the reskin content are still present. Yeah, well, that's the only review so far on Steam. Again, I can't really comment on sounds and stuff like that, as I do not know these trains. But it does look a bit sort of blurred at the front there, doesn't it, really? Maybe that's just been a bit picky. Oh, we got Cajon coming up. So the namesake of the route, Cajon Pass. I wonder if it'll flatten out a little bit. Then we got to go via Cargill, and then Ono, and then SBD crossover, which I assume is San Bernardino. And then San Bernardino main 1. So the lines sort of join together here for a bit. It's been about 18 minutes so far. Now the diamond race are doing too much now. So from literally speeding to, well, being way below the limit. We'll let it speed up naturally, as it should do fairly quickly. As this loco, the C40, it was actually a DLC originally for the Sandpatch Grade route. You can't really get much use about it. You don't really get much use out of the C40. I think it only layers onto one route, and that's the Boston Worcester line, which only released about a year ago. That's really the only thing it goes on to. The CSX one. And the difference with the C40 as opposed to the sort of AC, is it the AC 4400CW and the sort of the newer style trains, there's a lot more analog needles, and it's a lot more older looking, as opposed to, say, yeah, the AC 4400CW, where you've got literally loads of computer screens all over the place. This is still a lot more manual, which I quite like. We've got Cargill in about 8 miles, which is just there, and then from there sort of just straight all of the way. So it says 8 miles, but that'll probably be about 12 miles, as that's 8 miles from here directly across to here. As for some reason TSW still doesn't measure track distance. It's a bit weird the way it doesn't, but yeah, it doesn't. So the mileage just doesn't really help that much. Oh, up to 45 now, that's good. So if you get confused as to why your mileage is somehow going up, that's why. Because it measures it off if you're literally a bird going straight across. No idea why, but yeah, that's just the way it does it. Another one battling the grade as it comes up, see it loading in. Container train. Oh, that's got a mix there. You've got 2 C40s and 2 SD40s on that. Both trains and liveries on display. Oh, it's got a mix. It's got trucks and then there's a mix-up one. Yeah, welcome to 90's Cajon Pass. Here's a good question for those US railroad, like, are they called foamers? I don't know what the name for US train spotters are in I think it's foamers. What was the the peak era of US railroading? So what was the tippy top? Was it the 90s, noughties? Also, let's say the modern. I got 35 all of a sudden. Cheers for letting us know it's 35. Didn't give us any heads up for that. Yeah, what was sort of the peak of, well, let's say, I don't know actually. Because I suppose you probably could say the peak of US railroading was what, the 1940s or 50s, sort of pre-jet age, when there was trains all over the US. So you could say the same for the UK. So yeah, post 1950s freight railroading, what's the sort of peak? Has it already been sort of passed? Oh, what was considered the best decade for US railroading, freight railroads? I suppose for the UK, you could say for sort of passenger stuff, the sort of 90s and 2000s were pretty decent, as you had sort of a mix of the old stuff, mix of the new stuff coming in, exciting times, lots of development, whereas now it's sort of not that exciting, it's quite bland. Down one in 45 here, it's 35 miles an hour, so a little bit quicker, which is nice. It's been about 22 minutes now, so we should theoretically be halfway, although that will be on time. I'm going to end up being late. The horn sounds really quiet. Should the horn be louder? It just sounds really quiet. You sort of think the horn would be pretty noisy, but well, at least we can say with these 3 videos, I think this is the 3rd video we've done of here, we've covered the whole Cajon Pass route. And the first look we did Summit to Victorville in sort of the SD40-2, we did Victorville to Barstow, and now we're doing this bit to San Bernardino. There you go, we covered the whole of the Cajon Pass route. Do it again in about 4 years. I still would like to get back to Sandpatch Grade though. I've not done that route since, no, I've done it 4 years ago, was the last time I did Sandpatch Grade, which is sort of the first ever route in TSW. And that is quite a sight, sort of looking back there. And have a little shot like that. And I believe this style of train is, well, this is sort of a North American cap. The cap sort of on top, like that. That's sort of the style of the cab, a North American cap. I wonder if there's ever been an occasion where the brakes have failed on Cajon Pass on a train. I mean, imagine that, you're just driving along, oh, need to brake, oh, brakes aren't working now. got to get the handbrakes on and hope for the best. So all 3 lines. Oh, you got another line there. I wonder if you can drive along that one. Oh, the warning devices are on. Hopefully we didn't miss that. Any trains on that bit? It's like completely on its own, that bit. Well, that goes off over that way somewhere. It's like on Sherman Hill, you've got like, I think it's known as track 3. There's like a whole separate line, which actually only half of it's actually included in the Sherman Hill route from, I think, Hermosa to, was it Laramie? But you don't get the bit from Cheyenne to Hermosa. Basically, there's like there's a bit of it missing. But you get like you sort of get the 2 sort of track main line, and then you just get like a sort of almost like another whole separate bit on its own. Which this sort of seems to have as well, sort of a track sort of on its own there. I just have to stop at one of these signals right on the gradient. Nasty. .35 still actually holding the speed really nicely here. Just sort of sit back and relax really. Sit back and relax as we head down. Car going, that's the warning device of the fire alarm going off. For 45 now actually, let's get that off, get the dynamics off a bit and just sort of let it naturally speed up. So the gradient sort of, I don't know if this is sort of the easier part now, but the gradient sort of not flattened out, but not as nasty as sort of this bit up here. We're still only about a third of the way. I mean, it was only 28 minutes so far, but I suppose maybe this bit's quite faster. No, it says 30 beats 45. And holding it relatively nicely. Let's pop the dynamic down just a bit. There it goes. The rare sight of US freight on the British Age channel. But yep, this is the new High Iron Simulations Santa Fe pack. Cajon Pass in the 90s. About 5 miles to Cargill, which should actually be about 5 miles now, as it is near enough a straight line now. So what's that? I mean, if that's 5 miles, it must be what, another, what, about 13 miles to San Bernardino? San Bernardino Main 1. Is that where the station is? The Main 1. Oh yes, that's where we're stopping there. But San Bernardino is actually on another route. There is the name San Bernardino line, which is the Metrolink line out of LA Union Station, which was included as a base route for Train Sim World 5 with the MP36. So you can do a massive journey on here. I actually had a little look earlier on Google Maps. You can go from Barstow on this route down to San Bernardino. San Bernardino line to LA Union, and then Antelope Valley line from LA Union up to Lancaster. Now Lancaster is, I think it's about a 1 hour drive in the car. So yeah, actually Victorville is the closest point, so Victorville's there, and Lancaster is like there. But to sort of get from there to there by train, you have to go all the way down here, all the way here, and then all the way back up. So by public transport, just don't bother. There's another one coming up. Yeah, we've been up here once. And it was a struggle. What's that? What speed is that train doing? As it's AI, it's probably doing max speed. Let's have a look. What speed are you going? Oh, that's going 38, but target speed is 45. What's FPS doing? Ooh, 30. FPS is just about holding it together. Cool, power handle, max dynamic. Let's put a little bit of the automatic brake on. Three miles to Cargill. According to the service duration, we should be there in about 12 minutes. Can't see that happening. Unless the speed gets up to about 60 or so, then maybe. Although I highly doubt that's going to happen. But not yet. So there's Ono then. That's the next go via point. Where's Ono? Here? Is that Ono? Ono, yeah, just there. And from there down into San Bernardino. Is that an old railway there? That looks a bit suspicious, that bit there. Oh, that's just a riverbank. No, just a riverbank. I was say almost looked like a railway embankment there going off the side there. But no, just the riverbank, I think, or what would be a riverbank. There's a bit of life. There's one of the Amazon warehouses. What is that? What is this massive place here? Huge. Some sort of sorting centre of sorts. Oh, we've got 50 coming up, that would be nice. Well, if you've made it this far in the video, thanks all for sticking around. Yeah, Santa Fe our way south. Well, Santa Fe ourselves down to San Bernardino, which we are getting there. Yeah, it does seem like it speeds up a bit as well, which would be nice. And we're sort of, well, I'm not down the bottom yet, but it sort of opens up a bit now, sort of we're out of the mountains. Sort of, yeah, out the mountains and straight down. Which is nice. Was that the other line over there? Oh, that's the other line sort of going off on its own accord. Where does that go? Someone will know. Where does this line go here? Where does that go? Warning devices going off. And speed-wise, we've actually been pretty good on here. We've only a couple of points where we've gone over marginally. I think we've behaved ourselves quite well on this run. Scrapyard there. Still down 1 in 46, so we're not off the grade by any means. Still pretty steep. shot of the train here. That's probably the best one we get of sort of the sun where it's positioned. Yeah, it's a bit blurred though, the front. What the person in the review was saying. But I suppose it is High Iron Simulation's first DLC for the game. And some of the I don't think we've actually done a train yet with any of the new freight stock. All of the trains we've done have just been with these, with the truck trailers. Yeah, there's some of the new freight stock. So this is Cargill. Mix of the brakes here. I think it went up to 50, or will go up to 50 in a second. Once the back of the train is past the marker. On in 2.5 miles. And again, sounds like we're speeding up, but no, that's just the dynamic brakes doing their thing. Oh, 55, well, even better. Let's let that speed up on the fast part. Get the brakes on pretty quickly again. So we don't want to go over 55. I'll try not to. Where are we now then? We are there. So we're about 2/3 of the way now, so this bit's a lot quicker. So this is a lot longer than a mile, doesn't it? Like, I mean, that's to me like 5 miles, but no, that is just a mile and a bit. It's that marker. Oh, hang on. Oh, uh-oh. Whoa. We are speeding now. We're being naughty now. 58. That's not too bad, but 55 here. It's the 90s. No one can track us. We might be able to see what speed we're doing. Well, certainly much better than the first look where we were speeding all over the place. Not my finest hour. There's a railroad. Is that a crossing coming out? Is it? No. I think it's an underpass. Or is it? Hang on, what's that coming up? No, it's not a crossing, that's a bridge. And yeah, no blurry textures on this route. There's another blurry textures safe route. Come to Ono. I wonder if there's any services from like this at this place. As you've seen lots of all the freight stock just sat there, but do they actually do anything? Or do they just sit there just to look pretty? Down 1 in 50. Yeah, going up here is a right pain. That's usually straight out of San Bernardino, just up. So it makes it slightly tough. There's a yellow. So about 3 and a bit miles to the SPD crossover, which is there. So we're probably doing about 50 minutes then, I reckon. That's how long it will take, about 50 minutes. Inside the train there. Here's another one. What's this one? Was that Union Pacific? I think that's Union Pacific, that one. That's the competitor. Boom. And there's a Union Pacific SD40-2. Quadruple headed. Hang on. Oh no. It's done the warning devices, I think. Has it? No, maybe not. I've got a feeling the warning devices went off, but maybe not. Well, we actually have to power up a bit here. Okay, alright. I've got a feeling the warning devices went off and kicked on the brakes. And yeah, if you want to see Union Pacific trains, you need to own Sherman Hill, which is a fabulous US freight route. Quite a fast one as well. Like, a lot of them are pretty slow. But Sherman Hill's actually, I think it's like 70 miles an hour or something for quite a lot of it, which is lovely. From Cheyenne to Laramie. And also a good thing with Sherman Hill, it's like this, so it's got the new lighting and new clouds to it, as it got updated, as it was originally a Train Sim World 2 route. I think that one got updated in Train Sim World 4, I think. Can anyone drive this route HUDless? Can anyone play this route like this, if you know it that well? I mean, that would be quite something to the US freight route HUDless. Oh yeah, these are tough. Mile and a half to San Bernardino crossover, or the SBD crossover. See a lot more life now as we sort of come into the very sort of, oh, there's a floating car there, as we come into sort of the urban area. Cool. Just over a mile. I don't think I've actually ever been this way. I don't think I've actually ever been down the hill. I was like, we just don't really play this part of the route. Like, the only bits I can only really ever remember doing is Barstow to Victorville. That's like the main bit, because it's sort of relatively fast and easy. I don't know, this might be the second time we've been, well, it's the first time we've been this way to San Bernardino. I can't remember doing it before. I remember going up, but not this way. But with Train Sim World 3, because this was a Train Sim World 3 launch route, you had Southeastern High Speed Extended. So the UK choice was a bit meh. And then the German route was Kassel-Würzburg, which was brilliant. And then this route, I suppose, was pretty great for US fans. I suppose like Train Sim World 6, the sort of German offering's a bit more like, meh, it's okay. And then the US route and UK route have been pretty good. Right, let's get the brakes off a bit. Sort of, it seems to be flattening out a tiny bit. Just a bit. Got a block yellow and a red. And 1.5 miles. That's not that very far. That's not too far, is it? Looks a lot longer, doesn't it, on the map though? It's like a long way, but it's not. Good. So 1.5 miles and we're done. We're there. Just a hole in that bridge there. Cool. Oh yeah, hopefully everyone's enjoyed it, and if you have enjoyed it, feel free to leave a thumbs up, and yeah, if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. We do a fair bit of TSW. Just a bit. Would like to get back to Train Sim Classic and OMSI. OMSI being the bus sim game, which I've not played in months. Would like to get back to that in the near future. Under a mile an hour there. Sort of completely flat, well, not completely flattened out, but there's not really much of a grade now. Cool. And yeah, if you wanted to continue the journey, you could hop to the San Bernardino line and then go all the way to LA, which is like 2 hours or so. And that's got steeper now, look, down 1 in 106, or 107 now. Got the dynamics on a bit again. That's to sort of help us come to a stop as we are still going downhill. Got 700 yards and then we stop. So we don't want to screw it up now, as that wouldn't be good. In fact, we do need to slow down quite quickly actually. Actually, I don't really want to go through a red light, but I mean, there's a red light coming up and we've only got 600 yards. Yeah, that will be fine. We'll be fine. Yeah, we've got 5 locos behind us, all with the dynamic brakes on. I think we'll be okay. Oh, this is San Bernardino. There's the big station there. Shadow of its former self. $300 and a bit yards. Got massive yard here. I mean, look at that. It's huge. I wonder how long it takes to load one of these freight trains. I'd say hours. Especially sort of knowing where all of the bits... I mean, that's the other thing, sort of knowing where all of the bits are going. It's like, what? Especially when they sort of shunt bits and take them to another little yard, shunt that bit, take it to another yard. It's like, wow. Sort of the logistics behind it and getting things to the right place. It's like, wow. Very impressive. I'm sort of stopping... Not down the end, I suppose probably just a driver change. That should be alright, shouldn't it? I bet it's gonna say go forward. It is as well. Even though we're like here on the platform, it's like go forward a tiny bit. Just to satisfy the needs of the game. Full power, let's get wheel slip. You gotta move forward 18 yards. Or it's not having it. Boom. Full brake. Happy now? Happy now. That wasn't too well. It wasn't too bad, was it? It wasn't awful. But there we go. That is another run there in the Santa Fe C40-8W on the Cajon Pass route. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed it. Links usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store. Affiliate link, UK departure boards, and you've got the Sim Workshop link down below as well for the TSC X controller. See you all. Take care. Bye guys.